Today, beautiful souls, beautiful hearts, peace lover, light seeker, students on the path of meditation, wherever you are, in Bali, outside Bali, or outside Indonesia. Anyway, deep thank you from the deepest part of my heart for keep joining our meditation class. In March class, we are celebrating Compassion Day, which is celebrating my birthday as well. We are going to meet 3 days, today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. And the good news, there will be 2 new topics every day. One before guided meditation, and another one is after guided meditation. Even though the weather here in Ashram, in the high mountain of northern part of Bali, is cloudful, but I do not let the mind to be cloudful. I keep maintaining my mind to be mindful. For that reason, now 11 minutes past 11 Bali time, I'm going to share to you the new topic about the ultimate medicine. The ultimate medicine. At the beginning of my journey learning about healing, one of the influential book is The Ultimate Medicine. I read it carefully, chapter into chapter, page into page. I read it carefully. In one of this beautiful book, in one chapter of this beautiful book, there is a beautiful conclusion like this. If you eat the wrong food, then medicine will not help. If you eat the right food, then you do not need any medicines. It's a beautiful conclusion. Later on, I found the same conclusion from the ancient book of Ayurveda, one of the old book about healing, Ayurveda. The age is more than 5,000 years. The same conclusion comes from Ayurveda. When you eat the wrong food, the medicine will not help. If you eat the right food, you do not need any medicine. And as a person who is no longer young and experiencing a lot of things in life, that conclusion is true. So that's why it is very, very important to maintain consuming the right food. Why I put quote unquote, because the right food is unique from one person to another person, changing from one cycle of time to another cycle of time. All of us who learn in university, especially I graduated from one of the big universities in northern part of England. All of studies in university, not only in medical school, but also business school, law school, all school in university. Most of their argument come from statistics. And statistics prefer guide us to grow in the area of average, meaning something which is the same among us. But in fact, when it comes to our body, in some part we are the same, but in another part we are different. In the country where the statistic is open like US, it has been reported that the people who die because of misdiagnosis is 100,000 every year. The most important reason behind, they focus on something which is the same among us. In fact, in some part our body are the same, in another part our body is unique. What I am going to suggest to all of you when delivering the topic of the ultimate medicine, learn to observe closely the unique parts of your body, not only paying attention on the thing which is the same among us. So that's why we are going to talk about the food Not only the food that we put in our mouth, but also the food that we put in our mind and the food that we put into our heart, our spirit. In the ancient book of Ayurveda, they have a specific way to classify human body. It is called dosa. To be frank with you, it is too complicated to a simple man to me. It is too complicated. I don't want to share the complicated ideas. I want to share to you the simple and more applicable approach of healing. The more simple and the more applicable. The basic idea is simple. The one who knows your body best is your own body. Please make a note in your heart. The one who knows your body best is your own body. Not medical doctor, not spiritual master like me, not psychologist, not psychiatrist. But the one who knows the body best is your own body. For that reason, it is very, very important to monitor closely, to know much deeper about your body. Quoting from certain one of ancient scripture, the king of knowledge is the knowledge of who you are. If you do not know who you are, then any directions become the directions of darkness. However, if you know who you are, then any direction become the directions of the light. That is another beautiful message. Let me repeat again, since this is very important. The king of knowledge is the knowledge of who you are. If you do not know who you are, then any direction become the directions of the darkness. If you know clearly who you are, by then any direction become the directions of light. That is very important. The questions of everyone is how to know ourselves, how to come into the king of knowledge, which is the knowledge of who we are. That is a big question. That is the spiritual inquiry almost all people. Let's start by deeply understanding our body. Body is much simpler than the mind. The mind is much simpler than the spirit. Let's start with the most simple one, which is our body. Our body speaks a lot about our soul journey. So that's why some of you whose spiritual eyes are open, you understand. If you want to understand the quality of enlightenment of certain teacher, look deeply into the body. The form of the head, the vibrations of the eyes, and a lot of things. Because bodies speak clearly about the spiritual attainment of certain person. So that's why body is much more than the collections of physical organ. So that's why now we are going to learn deeper about human body. Some of you who learn energy know that everything is energy. Everything is energy. Especially some friends who learn physics deeply understand everything is energy. Since everything is energy, the most important task of healing is bringing balancing energy inside. Everything is energy. That's why the most important idea that I'm going to share to you when it comes to the ultimate medicine is bringing balancing energy inside. There are two human body which I know very deep in this cycle of life. First of all, of course, my own body. The second one is the body of my wife, because we spent growing together around 44 years old. It is long enough. In certain part, my body and the body of my wife is the opposite. My body tend to be cold. My wife tend to be hot. I myself spent a very active time in young age, but my wife spent most of her time at home as a housewife. A lot of things which is contradictory in our body. For that reason, we consume a completely different food in the old age. I myself, since my body tend to be cold, consuming a lot of food which bring a lot of warm energy, like ginger, for example. Since I was very active in young age, when I was active in the corporate world, traveling all over Indonesia, sometimes traveling outside Indonesia for the sake of the teaching. Since my young age was very active, I spent my old age in a much more passive way. Meditation, never going out from ashram. So far, I have never gone out for more than 6 months. Even 1 hour, I never go out from my own ashram. Just bringing balancing energy. Another example, since I spent my life in old age here in the high mountain, I consume a lot of fish from the sea. You know, the place where I live is the energy of mountain. To make it balanced, I consume a lot of fish from the sea, from the ocean. Make it balanced. Another more example, I spend most of my time in young age in the crowd, especially because I was a famous teacher in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta, more specifically. Since my young age, live in the crowd, I spend my old age mostly in the solitude. The idea is very simple. Since everything is energy, the most important task of healing is bringing balancing energy. That is the thing that I keep eating to my physical body. The food that I consume through my mouth. It is about biological body. It is about physical body. The most important thing is about balancing energy, because everything is energy. Whenever there is problem with my body especially, the question is the opposite question that the medical doctor usually raise. When we come to medical doctor, the basic questions of medical doctor is, what are the new things to put to our body? If we have problem with our head, problem with chest, problem with our feet, the questions of medical doctor is, what are the new things to put inside our body? But when it comes to bringing balancing energy, whenever there is problem with my body, the question is the opposite. What are the old things to be removed? What are the old things to be removed? In one day, there's a little bit small pain in certain part of my stomach. I search in the Google, I consume a lot, too much orange in the morning when my stomach is empty. I remove it, the idea of consuming orange in the morning. The question is not what are the new things to put inside. The question, when there is problem in the body, what is the old things to be removed? That is biological body, that is a physical body. Equally important with physical body is our psychological body. But the good news, in our cycle of time, the most important food for our psychological body is happiness. Even the United Nations, ranking many countries in the world, the most happy country every year. It is clearly sharing to all of us, the most important food for our mental body is happiness. And the good news to all of us, the good news, happiness is not related with something that happened outside. Happiness is something to do with how skillful you process it inside. To put it more specifically, happiness is a matter of taking the right perspective. If you take the right perspective, anything that can happen outside, but all things that happen inside giving birth to happiness inside. For that reason, please spend your daily life mostly in a happy condition. Learn to take back the remote control of your happiness. If you are happy because someone else prays, meaning the remote control is held by the others. If you are happy because of nice food, meaning that the remote control is held by the others. What I mean by mature happiness, brighter happiness, you are the one who holds the remote control of your happiness. How? The answer is very simple. Happiness is not something to do with anything happen outside. Happiness is something to do with how skillful you are to process it inside. How to process what happened outside inside. Remember, happiness is a matter of taking the right perspective. Whenever you are suffering, don't ask the wrong question like this. What wrong with me? That is the wrong question. What is my fault? What kind of mistakes that I committed in the past? That's wrong question. The right question is, how can I be happy with what happened? The beauty of having not enough money, you will be humble. You are not arrogant. The beauty of having naughty children, you paid your karma back to your parent. The beauty of not being famous, you don't need to be arrogant. You keep training yourself to be humble. The beauty of not having a motorcycle or not having the car, you keep exercising every day. There is always the happy sides of everything that happens outside. That's why I keep saying to you, happiness is a matter of taking the right perspective. The right question is, how can I be happy with what happened? That is the question. Another approach is see everything from the blessing side, not from the punishment side. See everything from the blessing side. There is always blessing behind everything. The blessing sides of illness, we will be careful in taking good care of our body. The blessing sides of having unmature parent, you will learn to be mature from one day to another day. That is the food for the biological body and psychological body. Now we come to the third chapter, the food of our spirit. The most important food of our spirit is peace. So that's why some Holy Scripture make a conclusion like this. Ultimately, soul only need peace. Ultimately, soul only need peace. The sad news, many people try to find peace by removing many things negative. No, you will not meet any deep peace if you try to remove. Many young people try to remove suffering, try to remove sadness, try to remove anything that they consider to be negative. The more you try to remove the negative, the more you will suffer. Imagine what is a pencil. A pencil. The Balinese especially consider something negative as something in the left. those younger generation who don't like the negative things like fear, death, sorrow, it is like cutting the left part of the pencil. If you keep cutting the left part of the pencil, cutting, one day you will remove the right part also. For that reason, when it comes to peace as the most important food of our spirit, try not to remove the thing that you do not like. Yeah. What I'm suggesting to you, not removing, but witnessing. No matter how deep you meditate, no matter how deep you practice yoga, there is always a wave in the life. Sad, glad, pain, pleasure, being blamed, being praised, failure, success. There is always wave. If you want to open the gate of deep peace, learn to be a surfer. You are no longer the wave of sad, glad, sorrow, joy, but you are now a surfer. And the board of the surfing is beautiful. Smile. Whatever happens, simply smile. Because you are no longer those sorrow and joy. You are no longer pain and pleasure. You are no longer rely totally on the praise of the others. You are a compassionate witness. To make the idea more practical, my great guru, the great Lama Padmasambhava, gave a beautiful message like this in order to open the gate of deep peace. Release samsara within itself until one day you directly understand samsara and nirvana are one. The message is very short, but the way I explain it is very beautiful. The natural natures of fire is hot. The natural natures of water is wet. You cannot remove hot from fire. You cannot remove wet from the water. That is the natural nature. The same thing happens with our life. If you are higher than the others, if you are more successful than the others, some people will get jealous. It is very natural. No need to be angry to them. If you drive more luxurious car, the natural thing will happen. Some people will get jealous. It is very natural as fire which is hot. As natural as fire which is hot, as natural as water which is wet. No need. This is very important key to open the gate of deep peace. Release samsara within itself. As the natural natures of fire which is hot, the natural nature of success life will make some people get jealous. The natural natures of the very rigid mind, they will suffer. The natural natures of the flowing mind, they will experience much more peace. That is what I mean by the ultimate medicine today. When it comes to the food that we put inside our mouth, remember, everything is energy. Since everything is energy, the most important task of healing is bringing balancing energy. The food of our psychological body is happiness. Remember, happiness is not something happen outside. It is something that how you process it inside. Happiness is a matter of taking the right perspective. When it comes to the food of spirit, it is called peace. Remember, rest your mind from any kind of critic and conflict. Rest. Everything is the dancings of the same perfection. Simply rest in this moment as it is. That is one of the approach of opening the gate of peace. In conclusion, what I mean by the ultimate medicine is the right food. As I mentioned in the beginning, If you eat the wrong food, any medicine will not help. If you eat the right food, you will not need any medicines. But since finding the right food is closer to an art rather than a science, be sensitive to the unique part of your body. In some part we are the same, in another part we are different. Be sensitive. And the older your age, the more you need to know deeper the unique parts of your own body. As I mentioned before, remember, the king of knowledge is the knowledge of who you are. If you do not know who you are, any direction becomes the directions of darkness. If you know who you are, any direction becomes the directions of light. Deep thank you, Light Seeker, for listening for our first topic in this Compassion Day 2022, the ultimate medicine. Now we are going to meditate, because in the middle of our meeting there will be guided meditation. Now we are going to meditate together. Please do not listen to my guided meditation while you are riding motorcycle or while you are driving a car. It is dangerous, because it has been reported from many years ago. The vibrations of my sound can easily make the people feel more sleepy. For that reason, please don't listen my guided meditation while you are riding motorcycle or driving car. Please. First of all, remember to cross your leg in order to avoid downward movement of energy. The second one, make your back and head straight but relaxed. Third one, your wings, make it as natural as possible. No need to make it too open, no need to make it too close. The positions of your hand, it is totally up to you. If your religion suggests you to position your hand in certain position, as long as it is relaxed, it's okay. It's okay. You may also follow the positions of my hands if you feel relaxed. Open your eyes a little bit. If you totally close it, it can make you easily feel sleepy. And the rest, you may follow my own guidance. Now we are going to meditate. Many people still raise the questions how meditation can heal ourselves. The answer is very clear and very straightforward. Meditation heals us by stopping the energy draining that come out from critical and negative mind. It is not only experienced by advanced meditation master, it is also widely researched by many researchers on energy. For that reason, now learn to stop energy draining that come out from the mind. How? Rest the mind in this moment as it is. The key word is rest. No need to oppose right against wrong. No need to oppose dirty against holy. Simply rest in this moment as it is. People who fail to rest their mind because they keep thinking that everything is static. In fact, everything is organic. Like waste in the process of becoming flower, mud in the process of becoming lotus flower. The same thing happened with suffering, bad mood, sadness. They are like mud in the process of becoming lotus flower. No need to attach to the bad memory of the past. No need to hate the unmature parent who hurt you in the past. No need. They are all like mud in the process of becoming lotus flower. What you truly need in order to rest the mind, in order to stop energy draining that come out from critical mind, what you truly need, simply rest in this moment as it is. Anything that happen in this moment, simply smile. Include smile to your own doubt, smile to your own fear, smile to your own sadness and bad memory. Smile, beautiful soul. To put the idea of resting the mind more practical, now feel the gap between two breaths, between in-breath and out-breath, between out-breath and in-breath. There is a gap. No need to hold the breath, no need to shorten the breath, simply feel the gap between two breaths. If there is certain sound disturb you, like the barking dogs, feel the gap between two sounds. If certain memories disturb you, feel the gap between two memories. The gap is like space, which giving place to anything and anyone to grow. It is a powerful, very powerful medicine anyway. Any sound can appear in your place. Any sensation can appear in your body. Use it as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. Any memories can come and go. Any thoughts can come and go. Any emotion can come and go. Remember to rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. No need to put any standard to your meditation. Do not harm your meditation practice by putting the standard that meditation should be always happy. Don't. Don't put any standard that meditation should be peaceful all the time. Don't. What I am suggesting to you is simple. Anything that happens in this moment, negative or positive, whether you like it or you dislike it, simply smile. Then return back to the gap between two breaths. As soon as you have less distraction in your meditation, you may whisper deep into your soul. In breath, I calm myself. Only me, myself, who can calm myself. Out breath, I smile to the blessing of this moment. Let me repeat once again. In breath, I calm my mind. It is only I, myself, who can do it to myself. Out breath, I smile to any blessing of this moment without negative, positive. And always remember to rest your mind on the gap between two breaths. Anything that appear in your mind, your emotion, they are all clouds that coming and going. There is no sky which is completely cloudless all the time. In the same way, there is no mind, there is no memory which is completely clear and peaceful. The clouds keep coming and going. But remember, beautiful soul, you are no longer the clouds. You are now the witnessing sky. In breath, I calm my mind. Only I myself who can do it to myself. Out breath, I smile to any blessing of this moment. Please keep in the heart, beautiful soul. Meditation heals you, not by changing yourself. Meditation heals you by accepting yourself as you are. As dolphins beautify the ocean by being the dolphins, as butterfly beautify the garden by being butterfly, you are beautifying Mother Earth by being yourself as you are. Smile, beautiful soul, smile. You are beautiful as you are. Quoting from one of the ancient scripture on the roof of the world, Tibet, dry season does not reduce the amount of water in the universe. Raining season does not increase the amount of water. In the same way, blame, praise, sorrow, joy, pain, pleasure do not decrease anything, do not increase anything. That is exactly how to rest the mind in this moment as it is. Rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. Smile, beautiful soul, smile. Smile is a clear sign that you are no longer a victim. Now you are a master. Smile is a clear sign that you are beginning to hold the remote control of your happiness. In the moment you rest the mind on the gap between two breaths, remember to smile. Smile is the most beautiful inner sunrise. After spending long enough time resting the mind on the gap between two breaths, now we learn to forgive. Because without forgiving, there will be a lot of darkness inside. Without forgiving, you will bring portable hell wherever you go. Now learn to forgive. First of all, learn to forgive yourself by imagining a crying baby on your left hand. The crying baby, it is the symbol of your soul wound from the past. It can be hurted by the unmature parents, hurted by unmature teacher in the school, being bullied by friends, and being left behind by your boyfriends, and many reasons. Now, the practical approach of forgiving yourself is hug. Hug the crying baby on your left hand. Hug. Remember, among 7 billion people on earth, there is only one. There is only one who can heal you completely and holistically. And that person is you yourself. Hug the crying baby, your left hand. Hug. We are all wounded. All, even the Holy Soul were wounded. The good news, bad memory, soul wound, they are like darkness who are here to brighten the light. Hug the crying baby on your left hand. Hug. Always remember, among 7 billion people on earth, there is only one who can heal yourself completely and holistically, and that person is you yourself. After forgiving yourself, now learn to forgive the people who wounded you in the past. It can be your unmature parent, boyfriend who left you behind, or anyone who wounded you in the past. Here is how to make the rose of forgiving beautifully bloom within. It is not violence which makes the others wound you. It was not violence, but the soul wound. Not only you who are wounded, the person who wounded you in the past are also wounded even worse. The sad news, they try to heal themselves by wounding the others. As a result, they do not get the medicine, and at the same time they will invite the coming of new suffering. That is how to open the gate of forgiveness to the others. Another approach of forgiving the others. We are all committing mistakes in the past, all of us. Even the Holy Soul committing mistakes in young age in the process of becoming more mature. For that reason, no other choice, learn to forgive the others. Now visualize the crying baby on your left hand, which is your soul wound, giving the rose of forgiving to the crying baby on your right hand. It is the symbol of forgiving. At the same time, always remember, forgiving does not change the past, but forgiving change the present. Forgiving make the present into a much happier and most peaceful way. In order to perfect your soul journey, now visualize the White Father from the sky. Come down, touching your crown chakra, and rest on the fourth chakra of your heart. The loving energy of Mother Earth entering your body through the first chakra also rests on the fourth chakra of the heart. Both the white light of Father from the sky and the red light of Mother from the earth embrace each other on the heart, giving birth to the pink light of love. Now share the pink light of love to every darkness in your body. If you have illness in the head, share the pink light of love in the head. If you have problem with your chest, share the pink light of love to your chest. In order to perfect your love, now we share the light of love to the loved one. It can be your husband, wife, children, parent. By memorizing the good memories about them. Keep memorizing the good memories about the loved one. That is the practical approach of sending beautiful love to the loved one. Now send the pink light of love to the enemies, the people who wounded us in the past. How? They are hidden angels who make us much more mature. They are hidden teachers who make our light much brighter from time to time. That is exactly how to send the pink light of love to our enemies. They are hidden angels. Now send the light of love to lower, middle, higher realm. From hell, Satan, Gumatat Gumitit, animal, plant, Mamadi, virus, human beings, demigods, demigoddess, gods, goddess, Dharma protector, ancestor, realm of Arahat and realm of Bodhisattva. That is how to perfect your love. Send the love to any direction. At the same time, always remember, the gift of love is love itself. As soon as you open your eyes, remember to whisper the beautiful mantra Aham Prema 3 times, meaning, I am love who is here to share love. Aham Prema, Aham Prema, Aham Prema. I am love who is here to share love. Thank you very much, beautiful soul, wherever you are, for joining our 30 minutes guided meditation. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully the light that flowing through me will dispel a certain part of your inner darkness. Because one of the important meaning of a guru, a teacher like me, is someone who keep turning on the other's candle. I try to turn on your candle by guided meditation. Now, I am going to share to all of you the second topic of this Compassion Day 2022. The title of the second topic is Peeling the Onion of Life. Peeling the Onion of Life. As we all experience in spiritual life, I have been guided thousands of people in meditation classes. It is very clear, not only according to my own experience, but also very clear to my close students. Almost all of us, the gate of spirituality is open through suffering. Any kind of suffering. It can be physical illness, it can be divorce, it can be financial disaster, whatever, suffering. All of us open the gate of spirituality using the key of suffering. For your own information, if your life is keep being happy and being glad all the time, your soul journey will be very superficial, never grow deep. Let me repeat once again, since this is very important. Those people who are happy all the time, who are glad all the time, never experience suffering. Their soul journey is very superficial, never grow deep. And suffering is one of beautiful angel. It is called Bodhisattva in Buddhism. It is inner Bodhisattva, inner angel, who keep training us to peel deeper and deeper. Quoting from certain beautiful book, the title of the book is Pain, the gift that nobody wants. Pain, it is a spiritual gift that nobody wants. As clearly written in the history, there are a lot of holy souls in the past who are purified and perfected by deep suffering. As we all know, Jesus Christ was crucified. The Buddha, when he first shared his own teaching, the first teaching is about dukkha. Dukkha means suffering. The Buddha himself also attacked by certain enemy. As we all know, Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhi in India was shot. Nelson Mandela was jailed for 27 years. His Holiness the Great Dalai Lama lost his country in the age of 15 years. Remember how deep the suffering is. Repeating the previous message, if your life is happy all the time, glad all the time, the soul journey will be superficial and never grow deep. On the path of the Tantra that I am following, if you experience unbearable suffering, it is equal with 100,000 of prostration. If you experience unbearable suffering without any complaint, without blaming anyone, the value is equal with 100,000 of prostration. As material of contemplation, to peel your soul deeper using the spiritual angel which is suffering. Now let me tell you one important face of God. One of the important face of God in Eastern philosophy, especially like Hinduism and Buddhism, it is called as karma. Karma. The universal language of karma is God as a law. If you touch the water, you will get wet. If you touch the fire, you will be burned. The same thing happened with the daily life of human being. Where you take the pleasure, you will pay with the pain. As you cannot separate between water and wet, you cannot separate flower with beauty. You cannot separate between pain and pleasure. The more you take the pleasure, the more you should pay with the pain. The good news, pain and suffering, they are not Satan. They are hidden angel, as long as you are able to process it. As a person who is no longer young, I will share to you, pain and suffering is like sandpaper with softening the wood in the process of becoming a Buddha statue. Suffering is like the wind for the kite. As long as you are balanced, the wind will make you fly higher and higher. Suffering is like wave for the surfer, as long as you have the boat especially. The good news then, the good news, if you know how to suffer, you will suffer less. That is the important message which is repeatedly once again from one time to another time by the late Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh. If you know how to suffer, you will suffer less. The big question then, how to suffer? The answer is very simple. Everything is organic. Suffering will deeply disturb you if you keep thinking that suffering is static. No, everything is organic. As simple as lotus becoming in the mud, waste in the process of becoming flower. The same thing happened to suffering. They are also organic. They are in the process of becoming the lotus flower of peace. For that reason, learn not always run away from suffering, like run away to drugs, run away into sugar, run away to entertainment. No. It will not make you mature. What I am suggesting to you is meet suffering like you meet the holy teacher. You are in the process of being purified by suffering. You are in the process of being perfected by suffering. That is the point of view that I am suggesting whenever you meet the hidden angel of suffering. Meet suffering as if you meet the Holy Guru. I myself experienced a lot of suffering in the past. But the only medicines that I eat in the moment of deep suffering is surrender. If you perfectly surrender in front of deep suffering, countless secrets will be opened. Not only the secrets of spiritual life, but the secret of healing, the secret of happiness as well. It is not only true according to the ancient scripture, it is true also to my own personal direct experience. That's why the great poet Rumi, Jalaluddin Rumi, wrote a beautiful poem in the past. Life is like peeling the onion. At the beginning, the color is brown and dirty. As you peel deeper, the color will be white. The deeper you peel, the whiter the color will be. And as soon as there is nothing to peel, there is only one thing that left. Tears drop. Tears drop. It is a beautiful poetry anyway, written by the great poet Jalaluddin Rumi. Another approach of peeling the onions of life is one of the important messages from Zen teaching. In Zen teaching, there is an old message like this. Small clay makes small Buddha. Big clay make big Buddha. Meaning, if you have small suffering, you will experience small enlightenment. If you experience big suffering, you will experience big enlightenment. Some of you may raise a question, what kind of secrets that will be opened if you totally surrender in front of the hidden angel of suffering? Lao Tzu is very clear in this case, which is very true according to my experience, very, very true. Lao Tzu wrote a beautiful message. Later on, when I was old enough, I personally also experienced this message. When you are ready, the teacher will appear. When you are truly ready, the teacher will disappear. It is a beautiful message. When I firstly read, I smile to my soul. When you are ready, the teacher appear. When you are truly ready, the teacher will disappear. Meaning the teacher is one inside. That is one of the beautiful secret which is opened by the beautiful angel of deep suffering. That is also the conclusions of today's teaching. Peeling the onion of life. Life is like peeling the onion. At the beginning of the journey, the color is brown and dirty. As suffering guides you to peel the onion, the color changes into white. The deeper you peel, the whiter the color. When you have nothing to peel, there's only one thing left, which is tears drop. Beautiful. Thank you very much, beautiful soul. Thank you for joining our meditation class today. Hopefully, the light that flowing through me will dispel certain part of your darkness. Hopefully, the teaching that flowing through me will remain here as long as possible. Deep thank you. And Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in the lower, peace in the middle, peace in the higher realm. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.